After spending 2 hours searching through the options of each of the prepared video assignments, I was disappointed. Each of the websites offer free trials, but none of the videos capture my attention. I believe that if a video cannot sustain my interest, then it will have no chance of sustaining the interest of my students. Many of the videos were outdated and the costs involved were too much to justify given the product offerings. I've used Discovery Education's United Streaming in the past, about 12 years ago, and found it useful once or twice in my early years of teaching, but YouTube has changed it all for me. Why would I spend the time and money for less than mediocre videos when I can find better quality and more informative pieces on YouTube? For free. I understand there is no guarantee of videos remaining on YouTube from trimester to trimester, but most of what I use tends to stay on YouTube, or if it's shut down, the video can be found again somewhere. If a video is no longer available on YouTube, then I move on. It was probably becoming stale to my audience anyway. As far as a recommendation to a colleague, I would not recommend these sites at all for the reasons previously stated. Instead, I would choose to recommend, if I should have a daughter, the poem The Type, or the TED Talk How Many Lives Can You Live, all by Sarah Kay, and more often than sometimes, and the poem To This Day by Shane Koyczan. It's within these videos and others where students and teachers alike are able to experience powerful writing we could emulate. Mentor texts serve a better purpose when they spark genuine questions from those who view them, and it inspires students to take risks in their writing. The free video resources are the best options here. I'm impressed with PBS Learning Media in particular because they provide access to many high quality and timely video options. Among them I enjoyed Gender Roles in Shakespeare, about different lenses to view Shakespeare. I Work Every Day, about the writing process by Philip Roth, and Why Are Your Poems So Dark by another author. In these options I see the potential to ignite the portion of the mind that holds curiosity and passion, and this is my aim. For the audio assignment, I began this portion by listening to An Unparalleled Letdown by the Grammar Girl, in which she discusses importance of parallelism. One way I'm thinking of using Grammar Girl in the classroom is by asking students to choose one episode from the podcast, listen to it, and make the suggested changes in a piece they are working on. My hope is that students will find another resource they can use to improve their writing. In addition to this episode, I also love the Your Brain on Fiction cast, where Grammar Girl discusses the difference between literature and popular fiction. This is such a difficult differentiation for students to make, and I love the way she tackles the issue by sharing a study of people's minds on literature. It seems that those who read literature are better able to understand the human condition than those who read more popular fiction laced with well-known archetypal characters. This perspective should help my students to see literature in a different light and open their minds to the world around them. When I consider looking at audios and videos, I'm looking for things that are timely. I'm looking for things that are going to be helpful for my students, and I'm looking for short clips of ideas that they can go to on their own and repeat over and over and over if necessary to help achieve their desired result. It's tempting to make the whole class about going and finding videos. I don't see that as useful as having a category of videos, a list of videos that I can use as go-to elements for my students as they're working on things. It seems to me like instead of trying to cover everything, when a student needs something or when they want something, that's when they should go and look for it. I also think videos can be very useful for creating discussion points to further along conversations. I think the audio can do things similarly as well. And then recording of video and audio I've done in my classroom a number of times. And what I particularly like about this is that it encourages students to work with their editing processes, because one they soon see, as you can see in this video, one shot take really doesn't do it all. The first draft is usually not very good, but through the editing process and going through the writing process itself, it can become better in the end.